Boys Planet is returning for its second season, and if you're a huge K-pop fan, you probably already knew this because this got released during the MAMA, like 2024 MAMA, like the award show thing. But if you didn't know what it is, let me fill you in. So basically, what they're gonna do is they're gonna have two programs: one Chinese program, one Korean program. And the question that a lot of people have right now is this another XOM, XOK situation where they're debuting two groups, because they are debuting two groups, as it says here. Both K and C programs will be produced and simultaneously broadcast and produced with the same format. Through these two programs, two separate groups will debut at the same time. So that begs the question, will these two groups, the K and the C group, eventually, like once or twice a year or even more, join together and perform as one, as you know, EXO did back in the day? If you're a newer K-pop fan, you probably didn't experience that because that was quite a few years ago. But yeah, this is a very interesting that they are bringing this sort of concept back, because from my knowledge, I only think EXO did this like multinational, like two groups into one thing. I don't count NCT because that was just strictly Korean, and you know, NCT has like Wavy, but Wavy doesn't really come into the whole NCT ecosystem. So yeah, that's why I said, like, I think EXO is the only one where like SM even tried, or any like K-pop agency even tried to do this. But yeah, this is very interesting. So let me just go through the rest of the things for the people that haven't seen the announcement. And also, if you didn't watch the video didn't really go into specifics. So that is what this video is for. So basically, Boys Planet 2, if you watch Boys Planet 1, you know what this is. It's just a different twist on it with the whole K and C thing and like the whole two groups debuting at the same time. But yeah, Boys Planet 2, you know the deal. Open to boys worldwide who love K-pop, born before January 1, 2012. Now, it says open to boys worldwide and then born before January 1, 2012. But let's be real here. You would have to be an outstanding performer for them to like take you in as an individual trainee, like before the ages of like, not before the age, but because what I'm trying to say here is a lot of trainees that debut now are usually born latest 2003. I guess the reason why they don't have like a cap off was like, okay, this is the oldest you can be, is because of this requirement. Open to independent trainees, agency trainees, and debut artists. This is important. Debut artists. I think if they didn't have this debut artist criteria here, I feel like they would have a cap on how old you can be. Because I'm assuming that a lot of like less successful groups that have been like, you know, debuted 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, that are probably in like the early 20s to mid 20s like age range, will apply to this or like try and join this program. Because if you were here for the announcement of Boys Planet, like the first season, then you would know that there was actually an age cap, like there is for like most audition programs. There usually is like, okay, you can't be born like, for example, 2, 3, 4 years ago. I think the age, like the oldest you could be for like produce was like somewhere in the 90s. And now I haven't really kept up with audition programs that much anymore, because I'm more into like Japanese music, but I still keep up with K-pop here and there. I think that is the main reason, or one of the big reasons why there isn't an age limit for like how old you can be, because of the debut artist things. If you're an independent trainee, if you're like a content creator, a TikToker, or someone that isn't affiliated, you would have to be outstanding, really amazing, a diamond in the rough for them to pick you, and you're not like born before 2003. You would have to be outstanding. But don't let that discourage you from applying. If you want to apply, hey, go for it. Apply for it. Shoot for a star. This is your dream. Do not let someone like me or anyone discourage you from applying. Because who knows, you might even make it into the program. And even more amazing, you might even debut in one of these groups. So go for it. If you feel hesitant about applying, listen to me. Apply. Just do it. And yeah, so this is just like basic stuff. Must be able to travel internationally without restriction. That's a given. And then yeah, application period November 22 to January 26, 2025. So basically 2 months. So you have 2 months to like apply for this stuff. And yeah, so the application pro, the entering. Okay, guidance for selecting application pro. So just like let's go through this. Applicants can apply to only one of the K or program or C program. Please note that each program will be produced and broadcast in the language indicated below. When selecting which program to apply for, you can apply regardless of your nationality or place of residence. Okay, so they kind of answered one of the questions that I had was like, is one of the programs going to be international and one of the programs be like strictly one nationality? Oh, okay, so that doesn't seem to be the case. If you're like, let's say, a Japanese national, but you're from America, then I thought that, okay, all the international applicants go through Korean one because K-pop is more global than C-pop. Like let's just be honest here. Out of all the East Asian like pop groups, Korean has more international presence. Let's just be honest here. I'm not trying to slander, but let's just be honest here. So that's why I thought that the Korean program would be the one with the international applicants, but that doesn't seem the case, which is interesting. So yeah, if you're like Malaysian, Singaporean, I know there's a Malaysian and a Singaporean right now in like a survival show. I haven't really kept up with them, but hopefully they made it all the way. If the show hasn't ended yet, I don't think it's ended yet, but there's a lot of audition programs now. Like back in the day, this is the whole tangent. Back in the day, we only have Produce. That was it. And now we have like so many shows. There's so many shows. When I watched like Mama, the performances, I was surprised. Like, damn, there's so many project groups. But yeah, enough with that tangent. But yeah, so if you want to apply, KRC Pro. So to make it even clearer, you apply for Boys Playing the K, the program will be in Korean, and you're kind of expected to understand some Korean. If you apply to Boys Playing C, it's going to be in China. The program is going to be in Chinese. You're going to most likely sing in Chinese. So keep that in mind. So yeah, you can apply to only one of the K or C programs. I feel like most people are going to apply to K because K-pop is more globally recognized. Click the button for the program you wish to apply for. You'll be directed to the application page for that program. And then FAQs, okay. I'm confused about which program I should apply for. Okay. Basically, your nationality and place of residence do not matter when choosing which program to apply for. They most likely, this has always been the case. This has always been the case. Maybe it's not as case these days, but I remember it being the case before, where it's like 99% of the applicants will have some sort of ethnic background from like an East Asian country. And then you will have like the rare 1 or 2, maybe even 3 people that's from like Southeast Asia, predominantly Thailand. But now I've seen like Singaporeans, I've seen Indonesians, I've seen Malaysians, I've seen Vietnamese people, so who knows? But the thing is, all of the applicants that will end up on the show will be Asian. Even if they like grew up in Australia, they grew up in America, grew up in Sweden, like me, grew up like in any Western country, I can guarantee you that most of the selected participants will be East Asian. And if they're not East Asian, they will be Asian, like in appearance, in like heritage, in background. You will not see like a white guy, like Sven Göransson on Boys Band 2. Not gonna happen. Unless he's like mixed with like Korean. Then yes, you will see him on there. But otherwise, there's also the potential that he's like super good looking and he fits 100% of the Korean beauty standards. Then yes, you will see Sven Göransson on Boys Band 2. But otherwise, nope. But yeah, so yeah, let's continue. However, please note again that each of K and C program will be produced and broadcast in the language indicated. While we recommend that Korean residents and Korean speakers apply for a K program, they can also apply for C program. Common sense. Are you comfortable with Korean or Chinese? Choose which one. For me, if I were to apply, I'm not going to apply because I'm a VTuber. I don't think they accept virtual applicants. Although I saw Play perform, and that was pretty sick. So I was like, ooh, the possibilities. But yeah, if I were to apply, I would apply for the K program because I speak Japanese, and for me to learn Korean after knowing Japanese would be way easier because Korean and Japanese, they have kind of like a lot of like overlap in terms of language. So I would probably choose the K program. Conversely, while we recommend the residents of Chinese-speaking regions and Chinese speakers to apply for C program, they can also apply for K program. Yeah, like if you're Chinese, you speak Korean, of course you can apply for the K program. You're not restricted by that. So applicants who don't fall into either of above two categories can apply to either K or C program. Yeah, that's a given. But I would strongly recommend you, if you apply to this, choose the language that you feel like you would be the most comfortable with. And the, like, I guess, like, if you somehow do end up debuting one of this group, do you want to sing in Korean and be part of the Korean entertainment industry, or do you want to sing in Chinese and be a part of the Chinese entertainment industry? So yeah, just keep that in mind. So they only have 2 questions. I don't know if they will update this page because it's in 2 months that this whole thing will close. But 2 questions kind of little for FAQ. Just my opinion. But yeah, so the second question is, if selected as a final survivor through each of the K and C programs, how will activities proceed afterwards? So I guess they're talking about people that debut. The debut members selected through the 2 programs will carry out activities as separate groups following each group's official debut, while also engaging in full group activities concurrently. Okay, so it is basically an EXO K and EXO M. It is exactly an EXO K and EXO M. They are separate entities that come together for full group activities like a few times a year. That probably answers the biggest question that a lot of people have. So this is basically just like produce meets EXO K M SN type NCT jumble of mess. But yeah, so this makes it even more like important that you actually choose which like program you want to be in, because that will affect your debut activities. Because if you choose the K program and debut under the K program, you're K-pop. You will do activities mostly in Korea, and then the occasional like, you know, the world tours that spans East Asia and America and maybe the UK for like the Europe section, and then if you're lucky, Australia. But yeah, if you're debuting the C program, yeah, good luck. You're stuck in China. You're doing most of the activities in China and then coming to Korea like 2 times a year for like music shoots and like mama performances. If you're a K-pop fan, I very, very much recommend you apply for a K program. Yes, if you want to be K-pop idol, apply for a K program. Even if you're like a Chinese speaker and you want to be K-pop idol, apply for the K program. Yes, that's K-pop. This is just like me talking from like EXO K, EXO M experiences. You will most likely just do K-pop stuff if you debut under the K program. For a C program, I'm not so sure how involved they will be in the whole K-pop side of things, or if they will just debut as a C-pop group with affiliations to like the K-pop side and make them more K-pop music-wise, but just like everything else is like they're doing promotions in China, they're performing in China, all that stuff. But I guess we will find that out when the debut groups like debut at the next year's Mama or something. Because let's be honest here, following the trend of debut groups from these programs, especially from like big programs like Boys Planet, Produce, they will debut either slightly before Mama or at Mama. That's just how these things work and have worked. Just look at IOI, IS1, 101, they all had, I think they all had debut at Mama. I mean, if I'm not wrong, I wasn't that like into Boys Planet. I watched a few episodes, but I didn't really follow up with Zero Base One. Like I think I just watched the final episode. I was like, okay, I'm done with that. And then I think I just watched the performances here and there, but I wasn't really invested. As in, like, I was with like 101 and like Ice One. Let's see how that all plays out. And if I had to guess, based on my estimates of when the last program aired, if we go by the schedule that Boys Planet aired, then we could see the program like air in like September, maybe even July, go on for a few months, and then they debut it in like October, November 2025. So yeah, if you want to apply for this, apply. But also, keep in mind, you would have to be damn good to even stand a chance to be selected as a international like participant. And also luck. We can't forget luck because we know with these debut programs that it's not all about talent. There's a lot of circumstances like luck, appearances, charm, star potential, all like a lot of intangible things that you can't really, I guess, train up, which is like why skill doesn't take you all the way. But yeah, this is not really for me. But yeah, if you want to apply, apply. See you. Bye bye.